What I wish I knew before venturing into the haunted unknown is that curiosity can be a dangerous thing. Let's dive in. Hi, and welcome to Spooky Mystery. Who am I? Well, that's a secret for now. But stick around, and maybe you'll uncover the truth. Here we delve into the spine-chilling, the supernatural, the haunted, and the gruesome. From ghostly tales to reactions on paranormal investigations, we've got it all covered. Got a spooky story of your own? Drop it in the comments or shoot me an email. You never know, your tale might just be our next big feature. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. We're just getting started, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Thank you for watching. Sleep tight if you can. The year was 1888, a time when the world was on the cusp of great change, yet still deeply rooted in the traditions of the past. In the heart of Preston, Lancashire, stood Bannister Hall, a grand manor cloaked in ivy and shadowed by ancient oaks. The manor was a symbol of both prestige and mystery, its walls holding secrets of generations past. It was here that Dorothy Bannister, known to all as Dolly, resided with her father. Dolly, with her auburn hair and haunting blue eyes, was a figure of both beauty and enigma within the community. Dolly was the sole heir to the Bannister fortune, a fact that did little to diminish her gentle spirit. Despite her wealth, she remained humble and kind, always willing to lend a helping hand to those in need. She possessed a kindness that shone through her every action, a stark contrast to the imposing facade of Bannister Hall. Her generosity was well known, and many in the village spoke of her with admiration and gratitude. Dolly's days were spent within the confines of the manor and its sprawling grounds. She found solace in the routine of her daily life, finding beauty in the simple pleasures that the estate offered. She had a love for literature, devouring books in the dimly lit library, her fingers tracing the worn spines of countless volumes. The library was her sanctuary, a place where she could escape into the worlds crafted by her favourite authors. Her evenings were often spent playing the piano, her melancholic melodies echoing through the empty halls, a testament to a loneliness that even her books could not dispel. The music she played was a reflection of her innermost feelings, a way to express the emotions she kept hidden from the world. Her only solace, it seemed, was the garden. The garden was a place of peace and tranquility, where she could lose herself in the beauty of nature. It was there, amidst the fragrant roses and delicate lilies, that Dolly truly came alive. The garden was her canvas, and she took great pride in nurturing the plants and watching them bloom. Her laughter would mingle with the chirping of birds, and her spirit, for those fleeting moments, would be as bright as the blooms she so carefully tended. In the garden, she found a sense of freedom and joy that eluded her within the walls of Bannister Hall. Dolly also found comfort in writing letters, pouring her heart out onto the pages by candlelight. These letters, though never sent, were a way for her to connect with the world beyond the manor, to share her thoughts and dreams. On rainy days, she would sit by the window, watching the droplets race down the glass, lost in thought. The rain, like her music, seemed to echo her inner melancholy, a reminder of the isolation she felt. Dolly also enjoyed sketching, capturing the beauty of the garden and the manor in her drawings. Her sketches were a testament to her artistic talent and her deep appreciation for the world around her. She would often press flowers between the pages of her books, preserving the beauty of the garden in a way that would last forever. These pressed flowers were a symbol of her love for nature and her desire to hold on to the fleeting moments of happiness. As the sun set each day, casting a golden glow over the garden, Dolly would take one last walk among the flowers, savouring the tranquility of the evening. It was in these moments that she felt most at peace, surrounded by the beauty she had helped to create. At night, she would gaze up at the stars, wondering about the world beyond Bannister Hall and dreaming of the adventures that awaited her. The stars were a source of inspiration and hope, a reminder that there was a vast world beyond her secluded life. Despite the loneliness and isolation, Dolly found contentment in the simple pleasures of her life. Her gentle spirit and love for the world around her made her the true Rose of Bannister Hall, a beacon of light in a world that could often be dark and unforgiving. Dolly Bannister, with her porcelain skin and auburn hair that cascaded down her back like a waterfall, was the epitome of grace and beauty in the small town of Preston. Her presence was like a breath of fresh air, captivating everyone who laid eyes on her. Her eyes, the colour of a stormy sea, held a depth that was both alluring and unsettling. They seemed to hold secrets of the ocean, drawing people in with their mysterious charm. Dolly's gaze could pierce through the bravest of hearts, leaving a lasting impression on anyone who dared to look into them. She was a vision of loveliness, a rose in full bloom, surrounded by an aura of elegance and poise. Her beauty was not just skin deep, it was a reflection of her inner strength and resilience. Dolly carried herself with a grace that was unmatched, making her the object of admiration for many. Attracting the attention of many a young man in Preston, Dolly became the talk of the town. Young men, dressed in their finest attire, would gather at social events, hoping to catch a glimpse of her. They were drawn to her like moths to a flame, each one dreaming of winning her heart. They came calling at Bannister Hall, their father's fortunes preceding them, hoping to impress Dolly with their wealth and status. The grand estate became a hub of activity, with carriages arriving daily, each one carrying a hopeful suitor. Their eyes filled with a desire for Dolly's hand in marriage. They were captivated by her beauty, her grace, and the promise of wealth that came with her. Each suitor believed that he could offer Dolly a life of luxury and comfort, but none could see beyond her exterior. They showered her with gifts of fine jewellery and exotic flowers, hoping to win her favour. The tables at Bannister Hall were adorned with the finest trinkets, each one a testament to the suitor's affections. Yet these material offerings did little to sway Dolly's heart. Each one vying for her attention, they competed fiercely, trying to outdo one another. The competition was fierce, with each suitor attempting to prove his worthiness. They believed that their wealth and status would be enough to win Dolly over. Hoping to win her favour, they engaged in elaborate displays of courtship. From grand balls to intimate dinners, the suitors left no stone unturned in their pursuit of Dolly. They believed that their efforts would eventually pay off, and that Dolly would choose one of them. Dolly, however, remained indifferent to their advances. She found no solace in their flattery, no comfort in their presence. Their gazes, filled with desire and ambition, made her skin crawl. She saw through their superficial charms and longed for something more meaningful. No comfort in their presence. Their gazes, filled with desire and ambition, made her skin crawl. She yearned for a love that ran deeper than wealth and social standing, a love that her suitors seemed incapable of comprehending. Dolly wanted a connection that transcended material possessions, made her skin crawl. She yearned for a love that ran deeper than wealth and social standing, a love that her suitors seemed incapable of comprehending. Dolly dreamed of a partner who would understand her soul, someone who would cherish her for who she truly was, not for what she represented. A love that her suitors seemed incapable of comprehending. She longed for a love that was pure and genuine, a love that would stand the test of time. Dolly's heart ached for a connection that was real, something that her suitors, with all their wealth and status, could never provide. One chilly evening, as the sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the manicured lawns of Bannister Hall, the air grew heavy with an impending sense of doom. The estate, usually a symbol of grandeur and history, now seemed to whisper secrets of sorrow and despair. Dolly found herself facing her father in his study. The air was thick with the scent of pipe tobacco and leather, a familiar aroma that usually brought her a sense of comfort. But tonight, it was suffocating. The walls, lined with leather-bound books and relics of the past, seemed to close in on her, amplifying her fear and anxiety. With trembling hands, she confessed her secret, the truth she had been carrying for weeks. She was with child. The father was a young artist, a penniless dreamer who had captured Dolly's heart with his words, not his wealth. He had promised her love, a love she had craved, a love that was now a dangerous secret. The artist, with his gentle eyes and passionate spirit, had painted a future filled with hope and dreams, a stark contrast to the rigid expectations of her family. Her father's reaction was swift and brutal. Rage contorted his features, turning him into a stranger. He saw only the stain on the family name, the ruin of his legacy. He grabbed his riding crop, the leather worn smooth from years of use, and rained blows upon Dolly. Each strike was a manifestation of his fury, his disappointment, and his fear of societal judgment. The study, once a place of intellectual pursuit and quiet reflection, became a chamber of violence and pain. Her screams echoed through the halls of Bannister Hall, unheard, unanswered. The grand estate, with its opulent rooms and majestic architecture, stood silent witness to the tragedy unfolding within its walls. When he was done, Dolly lay lifeless on the cold stone floor, her life brutally extinguished, her beauty forever frozen in a mask of pain. The once vibrant young woman, full of dreams and aspirations, was now a tragic figure, a victim of her father's unyielding pride and the cruel fate that had befallen her. The halls of Bannister Hall would forever carry the weight of that fateful evening, a haunting reminder of the cost of secrets and the destructive power of unchecked rage. The news of Dolly Bannister's death spread through Preston like wildfire. The official story, a tragic accident, was met with skepticism. Whispers of the truth, of her father's brutality, circulated in hushed tones. The Bannister name, once synonymous with wealth and respectability, was now tainted with scandal. Mothers, clutching their daughters close, used Dolly's story as a cautionary tale. "Be wary of your heart's desires," they would warn, their voices filled with a mixture of pity and fear. For love can lead to ruin, and disobedience can be met with unimaginable cruelty. Dolly's death became a dark stain on the soul of Preston, a constant reminder of the fragility of life and the capacity for human cruelty. Her memory lingered, a ghost story whispered in the dead of night, a warning to those who dared to defy societal expectations. Time, however, did little to erase the tragedy of Dolly Bannister's death. In fact, it seemed to amplify it, twisting it into something darker, more sinister. For it was in the wake of her passing that a string of mysterious deaths began to plague the town of Preston. Young men, once ardent suitors vying for Dolly's hand, started dying under strange and unsettling circumstances. Some were found drowned in shallow ponds, their faces locked in expressions of terror. Others succumbed to sudden, inexplicable illnesses, their bodies wasting away despite the best efforts of physicians. The common thread linking these tragedies: each victim had, at some point, sought Dolly's affections, their desires now haunting them from beyond the grave. Rumours spread through the town like a pestilence, whispers of Dolly's vengeful spirit returning to seek retribution for the cruelty she had endured. The townspeople, already living under the shadow of Dolly's tragic end, began to fear the darkness, their fear fueled by each new, unexplained death.